Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going over all the tips and tricks and good stuff that you guys need to know about going into the third or potentially fourth day, I forget, of Warships Season 49. So guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I do appreciate those of you that have been using that code CHICKEN in the shop. Alright, so let's get into it. So here's where we're at for today. Now, we've gone full Dirty 4, and it's been okay. It's been okay. This looks bad down here, but before that, we won a bunch and got it into 18th. So, I mean, that's Warships, right? But, so what was the sauce today? What did it for us today was these guys, believe it or not, the Grenadiers. Now, I know yesterday we talked about skipping Grenadiers, and I still think the thing is we have to unlock them anyways, right? So, the thing is, if you don't have all the defense or you don't have stuff to use them with on offense, I think upgrading Grens is not the greatest idea necessarily for everybody. If you're in a similar position to me and you have most of the tech, then I think it's a great idea. I actually went back and I got the sniper towers today. So I got the sniper towers. I copied a new Derek base. Shout out to Derek and the task force again. Crushed it with the sniper towers. We added those. And absolutely crushed it. We went straight from 17, 16. That's what it was all morning. 17, 16. Then whew, as soon as we had the sniper towers, straight into 18, almost halfway through 18. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. That and the Grens. So the Grens are tricky to attack with. And what I will say about the season so far is it has been cool, the kind of the diversity of different attack strategies we're seeing. You can really use a lot of different stuff. Sometimes you can heavy rush like we were doing yesterday. If you're really comfortable and good with heavies and Zookas and Iron Will, that can clear bases. If you want to use Bullet and Shock Knuckles, I mean, there's Shock Knuckles, Taunt, Energy Drink I was using with Grenadiers. There's Brick, and all her abilities are all viable with all different attack combos. So I think what we'll go over today is the strongest one, and for me that has been, get a load of this, guys, Grenadiers, one boat of heavies, one boat of Zookas, and Bullet with Energy Drink. So, yeah, but we'll go over the attack in a second. So here's the base, and this one seemed to be doing pretty good. The problem is sometimes now I'll lose to either rocket choppers like this guy. So I'll show you quickly that how he does it with this is basically, just kind of let them fly. Rocket choppers are going to start to get really strong, so I don't know if we're going to need to actually use them ourselves here, or if we can skip them and maybe go to bombardiers or something. But rocket choppers are going to get strong now at this point, because now people that have shocks and smokes and maxed out gunboats and flares and everything to use them, combine that with bullet and riflemen or heavies or whatever, now people are starting to have the tools to actually use these rocket choppers. So at 4 ER with, we have boom cannons and cannons, but it's going to get tricky. So I think the sniper towers are actually a pretty good unlock for 18 keys. It's another defense out there to slow them down. Something else that's going to peck away at the rocket choppers. And yeah. So let's show you a good attack. That was not a good one because we fizzled. Or it wasn't? Okay, so we'll show you a 3 ER attack and then a 4 ER attack, okay? So this is a 4-engine base, and this is pretty standard for the 4-engine bases. So here's what we do. Very straightforward on the 4 ER bases. So we're dropping Bullet, Heavies, delay maybe a second, Zookas, and then all your Grenadiers. And the thing is, on these bases, you do want to make sure that you flare one of these defenses that's up on the landing ramp. Because if not, your Grens will all stand up here, and then it forces you to either use a taunt or a shock or something so they don't all die. So just flare onto something. It'll keep the Grenadiers back out of the mortar range. Everything goes down fairly quickly, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. But yeah, so you see what happens is Bullet kind of stands with the heavies, and the heavies kind of protect him. They also take out some mines. The Grens take out a lot of the mines, which is great. And the Zookas come in just to speed things up a little bit. We're not using a lot of them, but typically, we'll have 3 or 4 left that don't get hit by mines or mortars or clipped by stuff. And it really does help just get through that damage, and it keeps Bullet moving. It keeps Bullet moving forward. It keeps the defenses off of him. He doesn't get stuck in the same place. And that helps just move the whole attack along. Now, with Grens, you still got to be careful with the mines because troop health is still a ways away. But you can see right here, we're basically just letting them free clear. Now, I flared on this defense because you want to be careful on the wall, right? So they'll walk along the wall and go up into nothing and just die. So make sure you flare them off the wall. That's pretty standard, right? So at this point, I mean, we're just simply shocking stuff that's going to hit our Grenadiers. If the Zookas get some extra chip for us, that's fantastic. It doesn't matter at this point. We're definitely not spending GB to keep them alive. We just want to spend gunboat energy to keep our Grenadiers alive at this point. So we've taken down, basically here, everything that's kind of in our way. And now we're able to just let the Grenadiers do what they do and just shoot at stuff and free clear. And this is where the energy drink comes in handy, because Bullet at the very end here, we don't need to be using taunt, and getting him up and around and getting that little bit of extra damage from energy drink is kind of nice. So yeah, and it keeps him alive. At tick 3 he's not the healthiest, but it definitely helps keep him alive. Now let's see if we can find a 3-engine base. That was Mr. Boom, or that was Bazoo? Okay, the 3s are starting to get kind of fewer and farther between. So we'll just go live, and we'll jump into some here and then see if we can match up with the 3-engine guy. I mean, that would be ideal. But basically, the 3-engine attack, it's pretty well the exact same thing. Drop from one of the two sides, or potentially the middle. The thing you got to be careful about of the 3-engine bases are the bases that have a ton of mines in the middle. If that is the case, then you might be better off bringing in some more heavies or something just to clear those mines out for the Grens. But it's pretty smooth sailing with the Grenadiers, honestly. It just comes down to, is it worth upgrading them for you or not? Because they're going to be good for a little bit, but they're not going to be great against 4ER bases, right? We're going to have better troops just around the corner. So if you can hold off and just kind of maintain gold or whatever rank you're in, then that's probably the better long-term play, right? That's something we always talk about in Warships, is the long-term play. This one I kind of like going from the side, I think. So let's try that. I don't know where I want Bullet. I'll put him here. Heavy's here, Zuka's there. Ends up like this. These ones I won't flare the mortar. I'll just let them kind of spread out because it's only one mortar, so not a lot of them are going to die. And they should also go down fairly quickly. So let's see. This guy's got kind of an awkward mine layout, but I'm thinking we can skip all those defenses on the right and maybe get a better time. But you see what I mean about just the heavies in the... Or sorry, the Zukas in behind just really kind of speed up everything. Just gotta be careful with those mines. We're gonna lose probably some Grens here, unfortunately. But that's looking alright. I'm okay with the Zukas just tanking there. I might reflare them here in a second, actually, because I don't like how those guys are standing. The value of Grenadiers is, obviously when they're all together doing damage. As soon as they start to spread out, they become not the strongest. So let's shock over here, shock over here. We don't need to energy drink Bullet just yet. So again, let's spend our GB just to help keep those Grens alive. It's kind of an awkward base. We're shooting all over the place. I think this guy is also ranked 19, so yeah, he's probably got some good stuff that he's using against us. But either way, we can show you kind of what we're working with at least. Now you can use spread out heavy Zuka on these bases too on the 4s, but I don't know. It's tough. I've been having better luck with the Grenadiers, so that's what I've been kind of sticking with. So we're just going to keep these boom cannons down. I mean, if we have enough Grenadiers, we can flare at the end, but that's not too typical. The problem here was I think we just lost a little bit too many. So let's use Bullet's energy drink now. And then I think what we can do is if this engine ever goes down, we can flare over here. And I mean, honestly, for the amount of defense that this guy had, that's not a horrible time. So I'm kind of okay with that. So let's see here. Well, 2 minutes is kind of slow. But it's tough, you got to go off what the base is giving you, right? So we'll try one more. Don't want to leave you guys with that, but let's see what he hit us with. I assume this guy's using rocket choppers, so even if we got a good hit, we probably weren't going to beat him anyways. So let's see right here. Yeah, so he's got those flying orange popsicles. That's not going to be good for us. Might need a base change also, too, if we're getting smoked by rocket choppers all the time. So there will be ways around that. We just got to, we got to find the right base and make it work. So you guys let me know in the comments how you're making out this season, where you're at. Are you at 4ER? Are you bet to go to 4? I think at this point, get everything, guys, before you go into 4 engines, or you're not really going to be in for... Oh, there we go. So we got a 3-inch base. So this is what I was talking about. These mines become a problem. So what are some ways around that? Okay, we can drop from this side, and we can go Bullet in here, heavies in there, Zukas, and then we can go Grenadiers, just all kind of from this side. And that should allow Bullet and the other troops to go in. Look at that, all the damage he took right there. Should allow them to go in and get some work done. So we were able to keep the Zookas alive, so that's good. Let's go over here. I might use an energy drink soon-ish. Let's see. Okay, let's get him to turn. And then we just got to shock the stuff kind of that's on the side. That's going to be a problem. Like this boom cannon is kind of in an awkward spot. Bullet's taking a lot of damage right there, so we'll give him another drink. I might even give him one more because he's doing a pretty good job of tanking stuff. So let's try one more. Oh, that was expensive. Let's see. We need a shock on this boom cannon again. We got some Zookas up that are going to take the brunt of the load of these boom cannons. There we go. There we go. All right, that's what we needed. So we're just about there. There's one boom cannon left. And now the Grens are spreading out a little bit, so we don't really love that, but everything's also about to die. So let's get one more shock. And I should have shocked the sniper tower on the boom cannon. That was a mistake. But let's flare here. Let's not run into a sniper tower issue like we did yesterday with the Zookas. And then let's go here. And let's go here. I should have flared the first engine probably, but whatever. So yeah, going against the 3 Rs of Grens does work pretty well. I mean, you pretty well always get the clear, which is nice. So there we go. It just comes down to time, right? If they're doing the same exact thing, then you just got to be a little bit faster. But I mean, honestly, if you're fully clearing every single time, just stick with it, stick to it, and you're going to get the wins more often than not. It's, you know, grindy meta where it's back and forth a little bit, but you know, if you can successfully clear and just work on the times from there, then you'll probably be okay. That was weird. We went against the 19 and then the 17, but it's not the worst matchmaking I've ever seen. So yeah, you guys let me know how you're making out down below in the comments. I hope that does help you out, guys. Grenadiers are great in the moment. Probably not the best investment long term, so if you can, it'd be a good idea to skip them. But we had to unlock them anyways. We had the token, so I figured why not for today. But yeah, so the next stop is rocket choppers. But then the big question is, where do we go from there? What I'm kind of leaning towards is going for this multi-node, then getting bombardiers and troop damage. I think that'll be a decent push point, but we'll make those decisions as we get closer, because then we can pick up troop health too, which would be nice. But either way, hope that helps you guys out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in every day. It does mean a lot. And yeah, catch you next one, guys. Chicken's out of here. Back.